the effect of that climate change is part and parcel of what caused some of, because the state is totally agrarian. So the issue of climate change is one of the most important things that we want you to be on your feet so that you can see the little you can do. Just take the quick wins. The issue of afforestation. When you go to our areas in this state, the cutting of trees across the board, I think when you go to our neighboring state, I think Zamfara is the worst. So this issue of afforestation is one of the important things that you can quickly start with it. So I think specifically this is our concern. And finally, on the general point of view, as made mention by our partners, as a member of the Executive Council, these laws and policies, now as they mention that they are supporting to review the social protection policy. After the review, developing and validating the implementation framework, what will happen? The implementation. That is where the problem lies. All the laws they have been mentioning, there is no one that is full implementation. The social protection law, child protection law, disability, and many other policies. In Zamfara, we really have many documents that if we can lay our hands and utilize the documents, I think the story will be different. I think as you are to partake in today's Executive Council meeting, you also expected to be an advocate of social protection, especially during the discussion. So these laws are there. Some of them have not even been gazetted. And the responsibility is the Minister of Justice or per se the government to gather the laws for implementation. So we really have many laws and policies supported by Save the Children and other partners, but the problem is implementation. The Honorable Commissioner, sir, this is one of the key MDS we have in the state that has a very vital role to play in terms of addressing the issue of poverty and vulnerability. The issue of food security, your ministry really has the concern to do that. So we want to, at this moment in time, on behalf of our platform, please take this as a window for you to open for not only Save the Children and Zamfara Social Protection Platform, any of the advocates that require for your intervention, require for your audience, for you to grant that audience to listen to everyone who will come with a little advice for you to take. But I just want to repeat myself that most of the challenges and problems we are having in most of our discussions, when we meet at a forum of this nature, everybody will bring a beautiful idea. But who is responsible to take that idea to those, the influencers, the policy makers who are expected to implement that idea? And you are one of them. To us, as we leave this office to you, from now, we believe and we hope and we pray you will take the little action that you can take to ensure the implementation of some of the suggestions we have made. So I think the issue of afforestation is the quick one that the ministry can start. I'm happy to hear that Comrade is the Director, Erosion Control, Flood and Erosion Control. So deforestation and what have you, you have all the departments here. I will finally advise that you must have a link with the federal, because the issue of environmental control, there are some issues that are contained in the exclusive legislative list. So you have to liaise with the Federal Minister of Environment and many other partners to give you a leave that you can leverage open to do your own. Thank you very much for giving us the time to visit you at this very important time that you are being waited. Thank you very much.
I want to ask you a question. You as the chairman.
For whatever is for the development of the Zamfara state, you are part and parcel of it. And going by what we are advocating for having solid policies and programs that will address the issue of poverty and vulnerability. So when we talk about the issue of, the recent data released by National Bureau of Statistics, about 80% of our people fall under the poverty line. The issue of vulnerability, issue of security and others. So we are advocating for having strong policies and programs that will address the issue of poverty and vulnerability. We have different social protection programs in our state. Zakat, and Endowment Board, Humanitarian and Relief Affairs, and many of them.
Yeah.
But if you want to assist in this aspect, try to see how you can contribute in the area of targeting. You are aware that Zagreb was one of the strong social intervention programs in the state. But there was a time when maybe the state government is allocating fertilizer to farmers, but people taking this type of opposition commissioners or members of the state assembly will take a trailer and even sometimes take. So the targeting is one of the areas that you are expected to intervene in most of the. So.
Can I come in because as a